Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
The energy revealed. Brooklyn to Queens, reppin' both hoods. Rob and CP, keep it fire misunderstood. Cheer 'em all loud, let the anthem flow. Mets fans unite at the pregame show. From city stand lights to the skyline greens, it's the heartbeat of Queens, the craziest dreams. Rob hype on the mic, CP's the fire spark. Together they ignite, voices like the park. Fans drift in jerseys, legacy bold. The Metropolitan story forever told. Turnstile spinning, the crowd floods the gates. This is family, no time for debates. Crack of the Batman, the roar never fades. Queens in the blood, it's how champions are made. Cheer 'em all loud, let the anthem flow. Mets fans unite at the pregame show. From city stand lights to the skyline greens, it's the heartbeat of Queens, the craziest dreams. 7-line swagger, vibes electric and wild. Mets legacy golden since I was a child. Orange crushed skies, let the battle ignite. Ride for the home team till the last fight.
What's up, Mets fans? Welcome back to the amazing Mets pregame show right here on the channel and on X, as I am doing a solo show today as Chris got something planned, but that's okay. I got you covered for today's series matchup against the Arizona DiamondBacks at CitiField. Hopefully everybody is enjoying some New York Mets baseball over the first 29 games of the season as the Mets hit the 20-win mark, the first in baseball. And if you noticed yesterday, Major League Baseball took a little long time posting that on their social media pages, as they do every year for the first team that hits 20, but that's okay because we know Major League Baseball hates us. So hit that like button, guys, subscribe to the channel, and let's get started, guys. So that was a beautiful game yesterday, right? Brandon Nimmo, obviously the star of the show, 9 RBIs, ties the franchise record with 9, as Carlos Delgado did against the New York Yankees many years ago. And that was nice to see. And that was something that we needed to see from Brandon Nimmo. This has been a long time coming. He's been extremely bad. And am I going to say he broke out of the month-long slump? Sure. It was nice to see. But this is Brandon Nimmo in the nutshell. The guy is going to have about another month or so of probably hot streak, and let's hope that he continues this because we need him. Like we need him right now. You know, these are games, you know, we should have easily won 3 out of 4. I think even if we to come back on Friday, we should have swept them. You know, but at least 3 out of 4. Right? You can't lose a 6-run lead, you know, in the last 3 innings of the game and expect to, you know, be excited about the series. Now, it was nice that they came back and finally they just kept on pouring it on. And again, when you even though when it was a couple of run lead and then it was 5, then it was 6, then it was 7-run lead, even though it was similar to the day before, you were tacking on runs either every inning or every other inning, and it just takes all the air out of the balloon towards the other team. That's why it's so important. And, you know, there is an issue with the bullpen. I've said that in my last show, in the last pregame. There is, and I do apologize about my little horsey voice. My nose is terrible today. But the length of the starting pitching is a concern for the bullpen. Now, when the starters are out there, they're very damn good. But you know, when we talk about numbers, and we can talk about Brandon Nimmo's numbers, you know, he'll have a stretch of games where, you know, you can't get him out. And then, you know, that's how he inflates his stats. And that's why stats don't tell the whole picture the same way in the Mets starting pitching. Everybody just talks about ERA, and it's important, obviously, but they're just not very good when it comes to length. Like, I actually looked at it today. Just so we can just bring it up really quickly before we really get into the game today. I just wanted to paint the little picture. All right, so just innings by starting pitching. Let's just go. Let's see. All right, so Griffin Canning and Tyler McGill leads the Mets in starting pitching with innings pitched with 31. Now, again, it's 6 starts, 6 starts from 5 starts from some 6, 31. So it averages out to about 5 innings. But again, obviously, average innings isn't really talks about every game, right? That's why when you look at innings pitched, you're like, all right, did he go 4 1/3 and then 6 2/3 and 5 2/3? But 31 innings. That is 59th in the league. Tyler McGill is also 59th. Clay Holmes, 30 2/3. He is 62nd. Now that's 3 pitchers already. The next one is 78th on the list with 28 2/3 innings. That's Kodai Senga. And the last one is David Peterson at 27 1/3. Now, I don't think many people could have predicted that Griffin Canning, Tyler McGill, and Clay Holmes would have the most amount of innings, not very by much, but by a couple of innings, than David Peterson and Kodai Senga. So, again, we could do the math here. You can see it's, what is it, about just over, or is it 100 innings pitched? And the issue is, and again, Clay Holmes didn't go to the 5th inning. I think it's like 3rd or 4th start. So the length is an issue. It's becoming an issue with the bullpen. Again, I'm not saying Minter got hurt because of that. That's foolish to say. It's pitching. It just is what it is. But, Minter's hurt. You got Danny Young as your best lefty right now, your only lefty. I wonder, I'm still looking for the situation where the Mets are going to bring up Nunez. I think that is the smart move to make, and you might even have to bring up Henderson Cabrera and send down Danny Young, who has an option. So just to get a little bit more life into the bullpen and get a little bit more fresh arms on April 29th. Like that is the issue that is concerning. And again, the Mets are top 10, and as of yesterday, they're even higher. They're probably like 8th or 9th in the league in bullpen innings pitched. Now, you could say, well, it's kind of close to the middle of the pack, but I don't care about other teams. The fact of the matter is, you can see the bullpen starting to, I'm not going to say break, but they're starting to crack a little bit. They're not as sharp. They're not as good. Buto is complete disaster. Diaz with the hip issue, he can't pitch every 5th day. And, you lost one of your main arms in Minter right now. Buto is one of your multi-inning guys. You can't trust him. So you're working with Reed Garrett. You're working with Kranick. You're working with Brazaban. And there isn't that many other guys to go to. And that's the issue that you're falling into. And what Mendoza did the other day when he had to use Stanek to close the game because Diaz wasn't available for back-to-back since the hip issue. So it's unfortunate. Let's see. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah, but you see, Dwayne, here's the issue, right? Griffin Canning pitched well yesterday, right? He had 90 pitches in the 5th inning, after the 5th inning. Why couldn't he go out there for the 6th inning? That's what annoys me. See, this is not a situation where Griffin Canning was struggling through the game and he has 90 pitches. And it's like, all right, it's a couple of ups and downs. He was struggling through innings. He was fine. He was pitching well. You could have put him in for another inning and obviously have somebody ready just in case. But he didn't give an opportunity. Like 90 pitches, throw him out there. So what if he throws 105 pitches? Who cares? Like, that's what I get mad about. It's not even about, you got to take these guys out because, they had a 35 pitch inning, their last inning that he was up. And I don't want to use, he threw like 12 pitches in that 5th inning. He didn't throw, he got out of the inning quickly. 90 pitches and he's done. Yeah, Dwayne, that's fine. But it never seemed like it was out of control. And his last inning, he threw about 12 pitches. Like it's just silly to me, and you don't have to worry about Griffin Cannon innings. He's one of the guys in this rotation that did throw 170 innings. Now they weren't good innings last year, but he's a guy that is durable. He can go those innings. Right now, what does he have? 30 innings? Like, come on. Like, I'm not saying to do it every start, but you know your bullpen is getting overused right now. You know your bullpen is struggling. Why don't you try to get that extra inning from that starter? I'm not saying it's always going to work out, but you have to do it at some point. You're never going to do it with Kodai Senga. You barely do it with Kodai Senga. You're taking him out with 77 pitches, which is idiotic. Even though he pitched great, leave him in the ball game. Let him go 8 innings. You might get to 90-something pitches. Who cares? Like, I just don't understand. You're giving Kodai Senga 6 days off, 5 days rest, 6 days pitched on the 6th day, or eventually it would be 6 days off and pitched on the 7th day. Like, why are you giving him that extra rest if you're not going to throw him to 90-something pitches? It's stupid. You know, Mendoza's deadly afraid of keeping Miguel in a game once he gets into that 5th or 6th inning area, where if he gets into a little sign of trouble, they're not even giving him an opportunity to stay in the ballgame. They're taking him out. Let him stay. Like, I just don't understand it. Like, the bullpen has been good, but you're overusing him for no reason. If they get into trouble, all right, whatever. That's why you have a bullpen. Like, I just don't understand that. Like, it's frustrating. Like, I was happy that we were winning, but Mendoza annoyed me yesterday. Leave Griffin Cannon in another inning. You could leave a guy in the bullpen ready to go if he gets into trouble. It made no sense. Like, it's silly, and everybody can say, well, that's the way baseball is played. Yeah, but you can manage it in a certain way where you could have thrown Griffin Cannon today, like David Peterson. Like, again, you don't know the next day, right? You use how many guys yesterday? 2, 3? 2, technically, because Urano is gone. And yeah, they did bring up Kevin Herget. Yep. So the bullpen. But again, excuse me. Nunez is probably not ready. I'm not sure if they're gonna bring up Genesis Cabrera. And you know, Herget is an arm. Again, it's an arm because Craddock's probably not available. And that's the other issue. Like, Griffin Cannon could have went yesterday. Let me just double check. Sorry, guys. Just wanted to see something really quick. All right. So, you know, you pitched Craddock yesterday. Okay. You know, for 1 inning. And then obviously the Mets, you know, went crazy. So you brought in Urena and he gave up a couple of runs, but whatever. Like, you brought in Cannon and you were, I mean, thank God the Mets scored all those runs, because God knows who he would have used. He probably would have used Reed Garrett. He might have used Brazoban. So there wasn't many guys, Danny Young possibly. There wasn't a lot of guys out there you could use that, you know, that excites you. So that's the issue. So, you know, Griffin Cannon, again, 90 pitches yesterday in 5 innings. He could have went out for the 6th inning. You know, oh my God, if he throws 102 pitches, his arm's not falling off. He threw 170 plus innings last year. He can do those innings. I'm not worrying about his innings. Like, I could see if Kodai Senga had 90 pitches, all right, I get it. But you know what? Here's the other thing that nobody wants to talk about. They only want to talk about the ERA, but they've had innings, a lot of these guys, that they've put men on base. They'll have their 30 pitch inning, and their pitch count will get up. Like, if you're only going to talk about ERA and you're going to hide the fact that has been an issue with the starting pitching, even though in between all that, they've pitched well, very well. But it is a concern. But while they're in the game, they've been good, but they're still not getting that length. Like, now, they went through like a week and a half where 3 or 4 of their guys went 5+ innings, almost 6 innings, somewhat 6 innings. So that was nice in a week span. That helped the bullpen a little bit. But when you go back to 5 innings once again, and again, I put this on Mendoza, not Griffin Cannon, Mendoza had no need to take out Griffin Cannon yesterday. Obviously the game got out of hand, so it didn't matter. But, you used Kranick yesterday. I know it was only for one inning, but is he going to be available today? Like David Peterson, it would be nice. Give me a really good start. Give me some 6 innings right here. Like, let's go. And we'll see. We're at home, right? We dominate at home. We seem to never lose at home. We lost once this year. Get it done. So I'm just checking the comments, guys. Give me a second. I'm going to try to click on them, and you know the deal with this. Yeah, that blown call was annoying. I was at that game, and I'm like, what's going on? But David, it's not criticizing the Mets. It's telling you the issues that they have. You could still be the best team in baseball and have issues. Like, you're allowed to criticize, right? We know the good. The good is the record. But there is flaws with this team right now, and there's issues with this team. Like, there's no mistake in that. Like, you can't hide from it because it came to a head over the last, especially the National Series. It came to a head. The stuff that you should have been worrying about came to a head in this series. Now, we salvaged the series. We split the series where we should have easily won 3 out of 4. But you got to, you know what? They came out yesterday. They did what they had to do. And they're back home for 3 against the Diamondbacks. But it's okay to criticize. Like, they're not perfect. But let's not hide about the issues that they have. Even if you listen to the SNY broadcast yesterday, they talked about the innings. They talked about it again, that the Mets have to go deeper into ball games. And again, sometimes this relies on Carlos Mendoza. You got to leave him in there at times. Kodai Senga should be coming out with 77 pitches. It's stupid. It's so dumb. Like, he gets an extra day rest for what? It just doesn't make sense. He gets an extra day just to pitch 77 pitches, right? Kodai Senga is supposed to be our quote-unquote ace, right? That's what everybody was saying. Throw him. Like, if you're so concerned about the innings, then what are we doing here? Like, and durable? Exactly. No team is perfect. But there is issues. Like, we could be 20-9 and have issues. If we didn't have issues, well, that would be great. But we do. No team is perfect. We all know that. They had their worst loss of the season the other day. And that's okay. It happens. Sucks that we had to see it because it was a game that I think I actually took a nap because I just got back home from DC. I was like, damn, we're winning good. I'm going to sleep. I need a nap. And I wake up and it was 7-6. So it's like, uh-oh. But in everything that's been going on with this team, right? Nimmo, until yesterday, was basically a 0. Soto is not even close to what he needs to be, but he's not been terrible, but he's been okay at best. Alonso, I think he was 1 for 11 and 1 for 12 in the National Series, so he had a rough series, but you're not going to kill him. Right? It was Alvarez had a good series. McNeil had a good series. It wasn't a great series for the New York Mets by any means, but there's still issues with the offense. And the pitching, which again, ERA has been really good. And again, I'd rather have it, the best ERA in baseball starting wise. But again, when you're that far down in innings pitched, it's concerning. It is. Because you can't maintain that. No bullpen is going to maintain that. And I don't care what the Dodgers do. I don't care what the Giants do, the Yankees do, the Braves do when it comes to their bullpen. I don't care. I see what the Mets problem is, and it's already affecting the bullpen. So when you're top 10 in bullpen usage, that has to get a little bit better. And that starts with Mendoza, leaving the starters in a little bit longer. And the pitchers need to be better. Like, don't have that 30-pitch inning. Stop walking some guys. How about a quick inning? That would be nice. So overall, they've been outstanding record-wise, right? But, there was somebody in the chat, I forgot who it was, I apologize, but they said we should have been 22-7. Yeah, well, the bullpen really struggled in this series. And is it all about the usage? The majority of it is because they're pitching a lot. But they also got to get the job done. Now, it sucks to say that they got to get the job done, but isn't this baseball the way we know it? Teams tell us all the time, well, our bullpen's very important. You might have to use 4 or 5 guys a game. Well, those bullpen guys got to adjust to that. Now, I still don't believe that it's a philosophy that actually works and is successful. Again, I said this last pregame. Somebody's got to win a game. Somebody's got to win the game. So, that's the issue. They make it seem like the bullpen is the end-all be-all, but somebody's got to win a ball game. Somebody's going to be better than the other bullpen in that game or in that series. And then they gravitate towards the bullpen. Oh, look at the bullpen. That's what everybody talked about with the Dodgers. Yet they still had Yamamoto pitching. They still had Buehler pitching. They had Flaherty pitching. Everybody jumped over that part. Yeah, they had bullpen games. But the offense also obliterated everybody. So, and yeah, Nimmo has flu-like symptoms. That's why he's not in the game. And we'll get to that lineup in just a little bit. Well, easy. I think the fact that McNeil's coming from an injury and played didn't he play in every game in Washington? So I understand why. Take it easy with him. He's played well, just like Alvarez played well, who also had an off day against the Nationals. It's all right. Let's see. Who did I block? Buster, Rob on Hector's stream. Ken said you blocked him. I don't block people. Now I have moderators that might have blocked them. Again, I don't read every comment. It's hard to read every comment. You guys know that, but I don't block people. Again, you guys always see my hand, so I don't block people. I do have moderators. I can't tell you if they block. I have to check the list. I don't check it because I just assume people are here and just not typing because some people sometimes don't. Yeah, it was definitely a mod, but I didn't know that. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I don't block people. Again, if you're racist or sexist, this is the only time I do it. That's it. So, that's the only time. That's the only time it's deserving. If it's baseball back and forth, I don't really care. That doesn't bother me. So, yeah, I didn't block him, but I didn't do that. And Ken was a moderator as well, so he knows the deal. So if you pissed off one of the moderators, you're gonna get blocked. I don't know what to tell you. I'll unblock people, but again, there's a reason why he's gotten blocked a couple of times on the channel, and there's a reason for that. That's why I have moderators. So again, Ken's not going to believe you. He'll just believe it's me, but that's all right. Yeah, Joe. Well, again, I made Ken a moderator because he asked. He's like, "Can I be a moderator?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I mean, that's cool. That's why anybody who asks, most of the time, I'll give it. I think I have 15 moderators, and all the time they're not texting in the chat. They're just there and monitoring and stuff. So I love it. You're funny. So look, at the end of the day, guys, this team is 20-9. Is there issues? Absolutely. Again, if you don't believe there's issues or you don't care to talk about the issues, that's on you. I don't shy away from the problems this team has. They have issues. The problems are there. Now, is it going to be glaring where it's we can't win ball games because of it? Hasn't happened yet. Now, we had a little bump in the road in this national series, but it's not glaring. It wasn't oh my God. That game was tough on Saturday, but it was one game. But in this series, it was an issue. So today's game, you got no Nimmo in the lineup. He has flu-like symptoms. McNeil's not in the lineup. I think it's just a scheduled day off. Again, he's coming back from injury. He's played well, just like Alvarez has played well. You don't want to get these guys hurt. These are your starters. McNeil has played center field a couple of times. Hasn't been a shit show. Hasn't had a lot of balls hit to him, but hasn't been a shit show. And these are your starters. And what McNeil does, playing center field or anywhere but second base, is playing Acuna every day, which is good. It lightens your lineup. It makes your defense better, especially in the infield. So overall, this lineup is not easy to get through, especially if Nimmo's hitting. He's not in the lineup today, but still. Yeah, Zero, I wouldn't say the lineup is the biggest issue. I wouldn't say that because they've found a way to get the runs they need to win ball games. It's not pretty. Now, they're not, clicking on all cylinders by any means, but they're not terrible. Like there's at least one or two guys in the lineup that are doing damage. Like just go back to the last homestand. It was Lindor and it was Alonso. Like they were carrying the lineup. And right around now, and again, people are killing Soto. Again, the guy's getting on base almost every game. The majority of the RBIs for Pete Alonso is because of Juan Soto. Juan Soto needs to be better, right? I need to see him driving the ball more, and I need a little bit more power from him. But he's a number 2 hitter right now, and he's playing like a number 2 hitter. It's not what we want, and not what we need him to be long term, especially the rest of this season. But look at his numbers, just looking at as a number 2 hitter. He's perfecting the number 2 spot. And again, nobody should be worried about Juan Soto because he's going to hit. He's going to be good. So I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about Soto at all. And the lineup, I'm not worried about. Because you see what happens. Again, Nimmo has been a 0 this year. Vientos is finally coming on over the last week and a half prior to him getting hurt. Alonso was doing everything all year. This series against the Nationals was his worst series of the year, which is whatever, it happens. Lindor has been good, really good. So, when you get 4 or 5 guys that are finally coming together at the same time, it's very hard to beat us. So, but I'm more concerned about the bullpen over the lineup because the bullpen is supposed to be really good. And it can't stay really good when it's overused. I don't care what the names are in the bullpen. And again, you got to go back to Mendoza. You got to get back to the starting pitching. They got to let them go a little bit further. I'm not asking for 7 innings here. But some people don't realize how much an extra inning from a starter is. That is huge. Especially, like, if you're going to use Kranick, you most likely might use him for 2 innings. Now, yesterday wasn't the case because the Mets went crazy. I think if the game was close, Kranick would have came out for the 2nd inning. But you don't trust Budo. So is he going to get the extra 2? He's going to get 2 innings? I don't know. So, yeah, it's been exactly. He's batting over 300, but everybody sees the 250-something average. Yeah, he's driving the baseball a little harder. You can see him hitting the ball with authority. Now, it's been on the ground a lot for the most part, but he's hitting the ball hard. And he is batting 300 over the last 2 weeks. So he's getting there. Now, it's a slow process, but we all know what hitting is. And again, when you see Juan Soto starting to hit the ball up the middle, and that's when he's really on. That's what you're doing. So that's what he's doing. And he's getting there. And again, he's not all the way there yet. We all know that. But again, he could be striking out at an alarming rate and not getting on base. And when you're slumping, the worst thing you can do when you can't hit is not get on base. At the very least, he's doing that. So he's still being productive and helping his team by, even if he's not hitting, which he has been, getting on base for guys like Pete Alonso, for Vientos. Like, that is good. It's better than nothing. Now, it needs to be a lot better, but he's providing something to help his team. Sal, I'm not sure when I'm going to come to CitiField. And why are people doing fireworks right now? Oh, boy. It's a Tuesday, guys. Sorry, I just heard a couple of bangs. It could be gunshots, but I doubt it. But it sounds like fireworks. I'm not sure when I'm coming to CitiField. I wanted to come in May, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. If it is, it's probably going to be late in the summer, like late July, August. I'll probably get back to CitiField, spend a week over there, and go to some games because I haven't been to CitiField this year. Obviously, I've been to on the road in Houston and obviously DC. I've been to road games. Yeah, Ray, I'm in the South. I'm in North Carolina. So yeah, other day, Joel, I agree. Nimmo needs to be in the 6th spot. Now, unfortunately, you're not going to see that. I can guarantee you, if he's healthy tomorrow, he's going to be in a cleanup spot. Again, I know he had 2 home runs yesterday, but you could see the balance at the plate. He even in the home runs, he didn't swing hard. He didn't overswing. He just a nice graceful swing across the plate, and that's nice to see. And that's what he needs to do. He'll hit his home runs, but he's got to be more consistent. Don't give me 9 RBIs and I don't hear from you until May 15th. Like, that has been Brandon Nimmo. He had 2 excellent months last year and was nowhere to be found for 4 months. Like, the guy had, 75 RBIs at the All-Star break and ended up with 89? Like, you can't do that. Oh, Garcia. Mountain Holly. I have no idea where that is. I'm still trying to figure out. Like, I know where I am. I know where my job is. And I know where my family is. That's it. Everywhere else, like obviously when I'm driving through North Carolina, I see Mount Holly signs. I'm in Cary. Mount Holly, I have no idea what that is. I guess you would know. Yeah, Joel, he does need to get rebooted for sure. But yeah, I do like spin. I do like Nimmo in the 6th spot. Excuse me. But yeah, and I do apologize, guys. I'm still trying to click on this freaking comments, and it's not working again. It's very annoying. I'm trying to read your names and read the comments so people know what the hell I'm talking about. And obviously, I would click on the comment and it'll pop up so you guys can follow along, but it's not working again. So I do apologize for that. So once again, guys, we got David Peterson on the mound for the New York Mets. We got Eduardo Rodriguez, which the Mets never hit, and he's been a pain in the ass for us. Again, the Diamondbacks, they started off good, but they're not doing very well right now. 15-13, but their offense can be dynamic. Now you don't have Ketel Marte, which is helpful, which is good for us. I want to see 6 innings for David Peterson. Again, we need 6 innings from David Peterson. Please give me 6 innings. Like, get it done. Like, who is really available for this bullpen? Like, Stanek could be available. I'm not sure if Budo's available. Kranick could be available. Diaz should be available. But Cary to Mount Holly is 2 hours and 32 minutes. Okay, that's far. I mean, I could just drive back to DC for another hour and a half with 4 hours, right? But yeah, North Carolina is big as hell. Like I was looking, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna check out a Cowboy game when they play the Panthers. I'm like, damn, that's like 3.5 hours. Like, god damn, are we in the same state? Brad, I like it. I like it. Soto with the first CitiField bomb. Let's go. First inning, baby. That's what I want to see. Well, Joel, that's what I'm saying. Flamethrowers and guys who throw hard are really nice. Jose Urena was throwing 98 miles an hour. He was getting beat up like a piñata. Like, it doesn't matter how hard you throw. Like, you got to spot your fastball. You got to locate. And Stanek hasn't been doing that. He's been, he has a very straight fastball. But, again, he was really good for the first 20-something games of the season. But what he was doing, he was spotting his fastball and using his breaking ball and off-speed pitches to get guys off balance The issue was he wasn't throwing the strikes with those pitches, and when he had to come with a fastball, he was leaving it right over the plate, and he was getting killed. So I feel I don't know. I know a couple of guys said it already. I feel like Soto's going to break through here. I think this is a series. Like I just feel it. I feel like he's going to have a couple of home runs in this series, and he's going to have probably his best series of the year. And again, I think Met fans need that, to be quite honest, because there's too many Met fans that are panicking about Juan Soto, and it's silly. I'm not panicking because, again, he's getting on base, which is his MO, and he's hitting the ball harder. He's batting 300 over the last 2 weeks. So he's coming along. And even when he wasn't doing that, he was still getting on base, which, again, when Juan Soto's really struggling is when he's not even getting on base. He's been getting on base the entire season. So, and he's gradually getting better. So I think Juan Soto's going to have the breakout series, and I think it would just quiet a lot of Met fans and just calm them down a little bit. This is the Diamondbacks team that has struggled over the last 10 games or so. They haven't played really that well. They're 2 games over 500. You know, they got the Giants, the Dodgers, the Padres to worry about. This is a team without Ketel Marte right now. Beat them. Now, Rodriguez, the Mets haven't hit. They have a hard time doing that. But easy, I don't know if I jinx Soto. I mean, Soto jinxed himself over the last couple of weeks. So, Sal, that would be nice. That would be nice. That would be great. Yeah, Daniel. Yeah, Beltran struggled. Lindor struggled. We all know that. But even with the struggles of Juan Soto, even Beltran and Lindor didn't do what Soto's done when he struggled hit. Like, that's the difference. That's the difference that people seem like they don't either realize or don't want to talk about to prove a point. But go back to Beltran. Beltran was striking out at a high rate. His average was terrible. Same thing with Lindor. Juan Soto has been better than those two guys while they're struggling. Now, I still think Juan Soto is going to have a very good season. Now, again, it's a rough first month. Rough first month for Juan Soto in Juan Soto terms. I still think he's going to have a very good season. And again, if we keep on winning and he's producing and the rest of the team is doing their job, then we'll be okay. You know, the Mets are on pace for like 112 wins, 111 wins. We're okay. We didn't lose the series. We split, which again, go out and sweep the Diamondbacks. We've been killing it at home, and I guarantee you CitiField is going to be packed because it's nice out. And the Mets are playing well, and they've been averaging around 32,000 fans a night. And it's a quick series turnaround after they go back on the road. So, fans are going to jump to the ballpark. And I don't expect anything. Like, I see my friends texting me and group chatting me and all that stuff. And on social media, posting pictures at CitiField and all that. So let's go. Let's win this ball game. Continue the success. Get the 21 wins. Let's go. Beat a pitcher that has owned you throughout his career facing the Mets. Get it done. Get it done. The lineup is interesting. Obviously, Brendan Nimmo has flu-like symptoms. McNeil's getting a scheduled day off, so you're going to have Azekar batting ninth. You got Taylor in center field. You got Alvarez catching. Let me just go forward instead of backwards. Lindor, Soto, Alonso. Marte cleaning up, batting DH. Vientos batting fifth, playing third base. Acuna batting sixth, playing second base. Francisco Alvarez batting seventh and catching. Tyron Taylor batting eighth, playing center field. And Jose Azekar is playing. Where the hell is he playing? Left field. I'm sorry. Not second base. Left field, guys. Remember that. Left field. Azekar is playing left field, not second base. Confused me for a second. But Azekar is playing left field, batting ninth. There you go. All right, guys. So the Diamondbacks are kind of struggling. They haven't played up to their expectations. Get the job done. Win another series. And let's get back on the road. That's what we got to do. keep winning series, and you're in good shape. And, we should have took 3 out of 4 against the Nets. We split. We got out of there, beating up the team yesterday. Hopefully, those 19 runs, you can actually score some of those runs in this series. That would be nice. But overall, first place, 20-9. Get the job done. I won't be doing a post game today. Chris will be doing a post game today, so you get the both of us on separate shows. But we'll be filling the pregame and post game for you guys to do what you need to do to get you through the night and the game. So enjoy the game, guys. Make sure you subscribe to Chris's channel as well. And guys, hit that notification button next to the subscribe button with the bell, because a lot of people are messaging me and saying that they don't get notified when I go live or I post a video or whatever. You got to hit that bell. If you hit that bell, it gives you all the notifications on every video, every live stream, every short, doesn't matter. And I want to thank you guys for hanging with me in Washington. I didn't do any live streams, but I did do some YouTube shorts, and you guys killed it. I mean, the shorts, the views were amazing. You guys hung out, looked at it. It was awesome. So I do appreciate that, guys. It's hard when you're on the road sometimes because service can be very questionable. But if I can get a short in while I'm at a game on the road, and you guys, do what you guys always do, I mean, you made those shorts what they were, and I do appreciate that, guys. So enjoy the game, guys. Let's get that W. Hopefully we're spamming those W's with Chris on the post-game show. I won't be there, but he will. Enjoy the game, guys. Let's go Mets, and I'll see you tomorrow on the pre and post tomorrow. And Chris will got you covered for the post game tonight, hopefully talking about the Mets win over the Diamondbacks. Good night, guys, and enjoy the game.
Seven train rumble, headed to the field. Orange and blue vibes, the energy revealed. Brooklyn to Queens, repping both hunts. Rob and CP, keep it fire, miss.